Hello and welcome to What the Tech from Boast AI, where we talk with some of the brilliant minds behind new and exciting tech initiatives to learn what it takes to tackle technological uncertainty and eventually change the world. Today we welcome a return guest onto the show, our pal Ilya CEO of VanHack. Ilya's team just celebrated 9 years of success, helping to create a borderless world for tech talent, with more than 450,000 members having joined the VanHack community from over 100 countries since VanHack's inception. Ilya and his team are taking their on-demand staffing solution to the next level with the launch of VanHack's Shred Unlocked program. In partnership with Boast, this new program is a boon for CCPCs, specifically dev shops, throughout Canada by giving them an opportunity to unlock higher annual shred claims while supporting some of the world's top software engineering, design, and digital marketing talent in relocation. It's an exciting program and an opportunity I'm excited to pick Ilya's brain on, and how teams can take advantage and play a role in driving global innovation. So, without further ado, welcome to the show, Ilya.
Thanks, Paul.
Absolutely. So again, 9 years of VanHack. So for those listeners who aren't familiar, can you remind us about how VanHack works and maybe share some of the successes your team has enjoyed over the past 9 years since getting started?
So VanHack is a tech recruiting and relocation company focused on helping software engineers move to new countries and get jobs. We've made over 2,000 hires and helped about 500 companies hire great software engineers over the last 9 years. And yeah, just want to keep doing that bigger and better.
So now let's dive into the Shred Unlocked program that I just alluded to. So this latest program, it's a partnership with Boast, but can you unpack specifically what the goals are, who qualifies, and a little bit about how it actually works in practice?
Definitely. So the Shred Unlocked program is a program where we connect Canadian dev shops or Canadian tech companies with US clients who are looking for dev work to be done out of Canada. We already have an extensive roster of clients that need to have projects that they're ready to work on. And we're just looking to connect them with the right partner to make sure that work is done well, which will allow that tech company or that company in Canada to increase their shred claim because they'll have a new product that's our new clients from the US so they can claim shred for that work. And at the same time, we'll help them recruit an engineer who will come over from around the world to Canada and be able to deliver that project. So it's a really kind of innovative new way I found to be able to drive revenue for local clients, local companies, and then also increase their shred claim.
I love it. So it's driving revenue again for those local companies. It's giving them an opportunity to increase their shred claim. In the process of all that, again, too, back to the revenue point, it helps them actually bring on some new customer talent. And on top of all of this, too, you're helping people throughout the immigration process. Is that a good kind of summation of the roundabout benefits that people can enjoy from this program?
Exactly. Yeah. On the immigration side of things, you're really helping change the life of a tech professional who's living, in a country like, for example, we have one kind of extreme case where you have an engineer who's in the West Bank. He's a Jordanian citizen living in a war zone right now, has 3 or 4 kids, I think, actually working for Austin, Texas-based company. And he's not able to relocate. So Canada is an option for him to be able to move. So you really have a huge impact on people and their lives through the program, in addition to obviously increasing your top line and bottom line revenue.
Absolutely. And again, that is proven action of what you guys really mean when you say you're creating a borderless world for this kind of talent. Again, geopolitics aside, this is an amazing opportunity for that individual, but it's a net benefit for everyone involved, that business in Austin and the Canadian CCPC, who is actually making all this happen. So could we dive in a little bit more too, just to make sure it's crystal clear about who specifically qualifies for this in terms of, I guess, the Canadian audience here, as well as on the US side, just who are the stakeholders here, if we could define those a little bit?
I think any Canadian company that has over a few employees and a few $100,000 in revenue, I just need to be a company who's been in business for at least a year, working with projects for different clients across North America. That would be kind of the ideal situation, but it can really be any Canadian tech company who's working with Shred right now. So that would qualify. And then on the US side, that's something that we actually provide. We bring the client, we kind of do a lead generation model where we help you get the client and then charge a commission for the revenue that we help you earn. So we only get paid if that Canadian partner gets paid.
I love that. And that's more or less the ethos that we share here at Boast. Again, if we're not helping you claim a maximum shred amount, we have nothing to bill you for. So that's really what we try to make sure that we're able to do for you.
Yeah, definitely. The way that Boast gets involved is helping with the actual claim itself. So, for anyone here who's working with Boast or thinking of working with Boast, they can help you prepare the claim, make sure that you qualify for, and then helps you to increase your claim.
I love it. Yeah. Could you tell me a little bit about what that process looks like?
Yeah, exactly. So what we do is we find a Canadian partner and in a US client and make sure that the kind of tech work that the US client is looking for is something the Canadian partner can deliver on. And then also the Canadian partner is in the part of Canada where the US client wants their engineer to move to. And based on those two criteria, we make the match.
I love it. No, that sounds like a seamless process. You guys have already accomplished this for a few folks. What are some of the stats around the program so far, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, so far we've had our first engineer move to Canada and to be able to do the program last week. So we already have one relocation with another 8 on the way. We've gotten all their paperwork approved, just kind of preparing. And then we have another 35 that are already in the process of gathering their paperwork and applying. And that represents over $3 million in revenue that'll be earned by our Canadian partners, which will then correspond to roughly $1.5 million in SR&ED per year for the Canadian partners as well. So yeah, pretty exciting numbers. And the best part is that this is just the beginning. Kind of our long-term vision is to bring 10,000 engineers to Canada, which will represent $1 billion in annual revenue for our Canadian partners. And my kind of thing I get excited about is, it's $1 billion of foreign direct investment into the Canadian economy that otherwise would not have been paid into Canada. So now you have mostly US, but we also have customers from Singapore, South Africa, a few from Europe who, will be spending that money in the Canadian economy and, helping us fund our schools and hospitals and all the different public services that are available.
I love that. It has the potential for up to $1 billion, if not more, in outside investment into Canada, which I think is so cool. I know that the country needs some more investment, and I think this is an amazing way to kind of fuel that organically without leaning on existing stakeholders in the Canadian ecosystem in a negative way. And I do want to also drive home to 1.5 million in SR&ED, and this is just the beginning. This is just with those 8 on the way, another 35 in the process. This could be huge for SR&ED if businesses take advantage of it. So just want to drive in line underneath those numbers for everybody listening here. Now, if folks want to get involved, obviously we're going to have the links and the resources in the show notes here, but Ilya, how would you recommend that they reach out to you, or how do you get started here?
Yeah, just go to vanhack.com/SR&ED, SR&ED, and vanhack.com/SR&ED and book a call with our team, and we'll talk to you about your qualifications and make sure everything's a fit. But it's a pretty seamless process. One thing I also forgot to mention is that we do the entire visa process for the Canadian partner. So there's really not too much, heavy lifting to be done for you, just maybe 2 to 3 hours of paperwork maximum for potentially $25,000 a year in SR&ED per engineer. So it's, I would say, a pretty good reward on return on investment.
I love that. And I'm going to repeat another number, $25,000 potential in SR&ED for each engineer that you're getting. We don't want you to have to do the heavy lifting here. Neither does the VanHack team. They'll handle the visa process. You will have to do a little bit of work, obviously, because we want this to be straightforward and we want to get it right for you. But there's not going to be a heavy lift here. It's really, really a net benefit for all parties involved. It's also something you can feel really good about because you're helping change somebody's life. And as well as, again, lifting the harbor for all the boats in Canada. So I love all of this. Now, moving away from the SR&ED unlocked of it all, summer 2024 is coming to an end. Ilya, what's on deck for VanHack for the rest of the season?
Summer's coming to an end. Don't say that. No. So let's enjoy the summer as long as possible.
Live here forever.
Only halfway through. But yeah, summer definitely goes by fast. Yeah, well, we're excited to just keep scaling the program. Our goal is to have 100 engineers on their way to Canada by the end of the year through this process. So yeah, that'll represent about 10 million in revenue for our clients and 5 million in SR&ED. So that's kind of the exciting kind of goal for year one. And, just onward and upwards from there. Like we know that there's thousands of developers and tech professionals, engineers around the world who want to come here. We're excited to make that happen for them and to help our local partners make more money. So yeah, just continue to grow.
I love it. That sounds great to me. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting 2024. I think that you guys, again, this seems like a no-brainer from where I'm sitting. I was jotting down the numbers while we've been talking. I know that we also have some resources on the Boast website that explain the program in a little more depth than we covered here today, but it's a great opportunity. It gives you the chance to lift your SR&ED claim. And again, that's $25,000 potential per engineer who you bring onto your team in just SR&ED. That's outside of the revenue of it all that you're going to drive by taking it for this opportunity. And again, no heavy lifting. This is what VanHack is good at. They know the visa process. They know how to navigate and jump through all these hoops and stuff. This is the partner you want. Can't thank you enough for coming on.